I baked my first bread when I was 6 years old, and you could kill burglars with it. When I was 16, I moved from home. With me, I had a recipe from my mother. I started to experiment, and I found out that if I used cold water, it was much better. The bread became kind of sourdough texture-y, really nice. Of course, you have to let rise as long as possible. Put it somewhere overnight and forget it. Or, if the recipe says 1 hour, let it rise 3 hours. When you use dry yeast, you are supposed to use warm water, like 40 degrees Celsius. But even that gets better if you use cold water. And let rise a long time. The best tip I ever got was that you melt the yeast in sugar and salt to get rid of that kind of home-baked yeasty taste. Do you know what I mean? Another good thing to know is that you start with the oven very hot, and when you put in the bread, you lower the heat. So for example, 250 degrees Celsius, then lower it to 175 degrees. And overbake the bread. Somehow it makes it stay fresh longer. So how do you know when the bread is ready? Knock, knock, knock. When it sounds a bit hollow, it's done. And there is a really nice smell to it. And the texture is nice. And when it gets a bit old, I can make toast out of it. But the most important thing is cold water. Never ever bake with finger warm water. The longer time the dough can sit, the better. Because the dough, it's a thing that is alive. It's not a dead thing, and you have to treat it like a pet. To bake bread, we all know that it's some kind of science. But there are so many self-claimed professional bakers out there who will tell you what to do and even more what not to do. But you have to try it out yourself.